Walmart at midnight. It was a dark and stormy night. The wind howled outside, and the rain beat against the windows inside. A single employee was working the night shift at a Walmart. His name was John, and he was just trying to make it through the night. John was a young man, only 22 years old. He had been working at Walmart for a few months, and he was starting to get used to the late night shifts. He was usually alone in the store, but he didn't mind. He had his headphones in, and he was listening to music. Suddenly, John heard a noise. It was coming from the back of the store. He stopped what he was doing and listened. The noise came again, louder this time. It sounded like someone was moving around. John got up from his chair and walked towards the back of the store. He was starting to feel a little scared, but he wanted to make sure that everything was okay. As he got closer to the back of the store, the noise stopped. John stood there for a moment, listening. He didn't hear anything. He was about to turn around and go back to his work when he saw something out of the corner of his eye. It was a figure, standing in the shadows. John froze. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. The figure was tall and thin, and it was wearing a black cloak. It had no face, just a blank, featureless void. John felt his heart start to race. He wanted to run, but he was too scared to move. The figure started to walk towards him. John backed away, but there was nowhere to go. He was trapped. The figure stopped in front of him. John could feel its cold, dead eyes on him. "Who are you?" John asked, his voice trembling. The figure didn't answer. It just stood there, staring at him. John knew he had to do something. He couldn't just stand there and let the figure get him. He picked up a nearby broom and swung it at the figure. The broom hit the figure in the chest, but it didn't even seem to notice. John swung the broom again, this time harder. The figure stumbled back, but it didn't fall. John swung the broom again and again, but the figure just kept coming. Finally, John ran out of energy. He dropped the broom and fell to his knees, gasping for breath. The figure stopped in front of him. It reached out its hand and touched John's forehead. John felt a sharp pain. And then everything went black. When John woke up, he was in the hospital. He had been in a coma for 2 days. The doctors told him that he had been lucky to survive. They said that the figure he had seen was a ghost, and that it had been trying to kill him. John didn't believe the doctors at first, but then he remembered what he had seen. He knew that they were right. John never went back to work at Walmart. He couldn't bear to be in the same place where he had seen the ghost. He moved to a new city and got a new job. He tried to forget what had happened, but he knew that he would never forget. The ghost was still out there somewhere, waiting for its next victim. The Midnight Shift Mystery. In the quiet town of Millville, where life meandered at its own pace, the local Walmart store was the bustling epicenter of activity during the day. However, as the sun dipped below the horizon, it transformed into an entirely different world after dark. Meet Sarah Mitchell, a dedicated Walmart employee in her early 20s. She had been working the night shift for years, navigating the aisles under the harsh glare of fluorescent lights. For Sarah, the night shift had its own charm, a peaceful solitude that allowed her to think and dream as she stocked shelves and attended to the occasional late-night shopper. One moonless night, as the clock struck midnight, Sarah was busy in the cleaning supplies aisle, replenishing the shelves with detergents and brooms. The store was quiet, save for the hum of the refrigerators and the faint rustling of products being restocked. She had always enjoyed the tranquility of these late hours when the store was nearly deserted. But that night, as she made her rounds, she noticed something peculiar in the corner of her eye. A soft, melodious tune was wafting through the air, as if a music box were playing. Sarah furrowed her brow. Walmart speakers never played music that late, and the tune seemed hauntingly beautiful. Curiosity piqued. She followed the enchanting melody, which seemed to lead her deeper into the store. As she ventured into the electronics section, the tune grew louder and more enchanting, like an ethereal lullaby. It was then that she saw it, a music box, nestled amidst a display of forgotten items. The music box was an antique, its wooden exterior adorned with intricate carvings. Sarah had never seen anything like it in the store before. As she picked it up, the music stopped abruptly, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Examining the music box, Sarah noticed a small, handwritten note tucked inside. It read, "Play me, and you shall see." Intrigued, Sarah wound the music box's tiny key, and the enchanting melody resumed. The tune was unlike anything she had ever heard, evoking a sense of wonder and nostalgia. As the music played, the store around her seemed to transform. The once familiar aisles became an enchanted forest, bathed in moonlight, and the shelves morphed into towering trees. The products on the shelves transformed into mythical creatures and fairy tale characters. It was as if she had stepped into a magical realm. Sarah couldn't believe her eyes. She walked through this surreal world, interacting with the enchanted beings around her. She conversed with talking animals, danced with fairies, and even shared a cup of tea with a friendly dragon. Time seemed to stand still as she explored this fantastical Walmart, but as the music box's tune reached its crescendo, Sarah felt a growing sense of unease. The enchanted world around her began to unravel, fading into darkness. The music box slipped from her hands, and the enchanting melody ceased abruptly. Sarah found herself standing back in the real Walmart, the shelves stocked with ordinary products, the enchanting creatures replaced by rows of household items. She was alone, and the music box lay at her feet. She quickly realized that something inexplicable had occurred. She picked up the music box and examined it once more. There was no sign of the enchanting world she had just experienced, no trace of the magical beings that had surrounded her. As the first light of dawn began to filter through the store's windows, Sarah made her way to the break room, still holding the music box. She couldn't shake the feeling that what she had just experienced was more than just a dream. Over the following days, Sarah tried to make sense of the mysterious music box. She showed it to her co-workers, but they saw it as nothing more than a beautiful antique. No one else had experienced the enchanting world she had encountered that night. Determined to unravel the mystery, Sarah delved into the history of the music box. She discovered that it had once belonged to a renowned toy maker who had mysteriously disappeared. Years ago, legend had it that the toy maker had crafted the music box to hold a piece of his own enchanting world, a world he had created through the power of his imagination. Sarah couldn't resist the urge to wind the music box's key once more, as the haunting melody filled the air. She closed her eyes, and for a brief moment, she felt herself transported back to the enchanted forest, where mythical creatures danced under the moonlight. But as the music played on, Sarah knew that she couldn't stay in that enchanting world forever. With a heavy heart, she let the music box's tune fade away, returning her to the reality of the Walmart break room. The music box remained a cherished possession, a reminder of the enchanting world she had glimpsed that night. Sarah never fully understood the mystery of the music box, but she knew that some secrets were meant to remain unsolved. As she continued her night shifts at Walmart, she couldn't help but wonder if there were other hidden mysteries waiting to be discovered in the quiet hours of the night. And so, in the heart of Millville, the Walmart store stood as a place of wonder and mystery, where the ordinary could transform into the extraordinary with the turn of a key and the haunting melody of a forgotten music box. As weeks turned into months, Sarah's experience with the mysterious music box continued to perplex her. She found herself drawn to it, unable to resist the allure of its enchanting melody. Each time she wound the key, she was transported back to the magical realm, where she discovered new wonders and adventures. One evening, Sarah encountered a wise old owl in the enchanted forest. The owl told her of a hidden treasure deep within the realm, a treasure said to grant the deepest desires of those who found it. Intrigued by the prospect, Sarah embarked on a quest to uncover the treasure's whereabouts. Her journey took her through enchanted meadows, across sparkling streams, and into the heart of an ancient forest. Along the way, she encountered helpful creatures and faced mystical challenges. It was a quest that tested her courage, determination, and wit. As Sarah delved deeper into the magical world, she realized that the realm was not just a figment of her imagination, but a place of profound significance. It held the power to teach her valuable lessons about herself and the world around her. Through her adventures, Sarah discovered the importance of empathy, kindness, and the magic that exists in even the most ordinary of moments. She learned that true treasure lay not in material wealth, but in the connections she formed with the enchanting beings of the realm and the lessons she carried back to her own world. But with each return to the real Walmart, Sarah faced the challenge of maintaining a balance between her two worlds. The enchanting realm called to her, offering endless adventures and discoveries, while her responsibilities in the real world demanded her attention. As time passed, Sarah shared her experiences with a select few co-workers who had become close friends. They too were enchanted by the story of the music box and the magical world it unlocked. Together, they formed a small group dedicated to unraveling the mystery further. They researched the history of the toy maker who had created the music box, delving into archives and libraries to uncover any clues about his disappearance and the source of his inspiration. The deeper they dug, the more they realized that the music box was not just a whimsical creation, but a key to a world of wonder hidden beneath the surface of reality. One fateful night, as Sarah and her friends gathered around the music box, they made a remarkable discovery. The tune it played held hidden messages, encoded in the subtle variations of the melody. These messages led them to cryptic riddles and puzzles that, when solved, unveiled the secrets of the enchanting realm. Sarah and her friends embarked on a final quest, guided by the riddles and clues hidden within the music box's tune. Their journey was fraught with challenges and dangers, but their determination and newfound wisdom carried them through. At last, they stood before the fabled treasure, shimmering pool of water known as the Well of Desires. As Sarah gazed into the well's depths, she realized that her deepest desire was not for wealth or fame, but for a world filled with kindness, understanding, and unity. With a single wish, she cast a ripple into the well, and the waters responded, spreading a sense of harmony and goodwill throughout the realm. With their quest complete, Sarah and her friends returned to the real world, forever changed by their adventures. The music box remained a cherished keepsake, a reminder of the magic they had encountered and the lessons they had learned. And so, the quiet Walmart store in Millville continued to stand as a place where the ordinary met the extraordinary, where the mysterious music box held the key to a realm of enchantment and self-discovery. Sarah's story served as a testament to the power of imagination, the importance of kindness, and the enduring wonder that could be found in the most unexpected of places.